Okay, so we are on dessert, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix all the ingredients we have to cook. I separated my egg whites this morning, and my egg yolk is right here for mixing with the two types of milk. When you use evaporated milk, you have to shake well. That's what the top of the can tells you. And you can actually almost feel it kind of thickening up in the can before you've even started cooking it. Oh, I did not clean it. Health above all else, even though I'm the only one who's going to be eating this. Before the pandemic, my grandmother always taught me to wash the tops of cans because you don't know where they were stored before they got to you, and you don't know what kind of critters were running all over them. Kind of gross to think about while you're cooking, but just, you know, giving you some life lessons. Make sure that you shake the can well. Add it to your egg yolk. Don't spill it everywhere like I did. You're going to not shake the sweetened condensed milk. You're probably going to need a spatula or a spoon or something to get this out of the container because it's a little thicker than the evaporated milk. We want to add that to the other liquids. And excuse Punky, she knows there's food being cooked, so she's going to linger just in case something happens that she gets to have a little T-R-E-A-T. We can't say that word out loud or she'll just lose it. And Ryder will come in from outside and really destroy this whole thing. And I already forgot the measurement of vanilla, but I can almost guarantee, just based on the fact that I've made this a million times and the fact that you don't need a lot, it is probably a teaspoon of vanilla. Put that in there and put our vanilla away. And we're going to get out a whisk. We're going to whisk this together. Be careful if you used a measuring cup like I did, because it definitely could slosh over the side. It's very, very thick, so you want to be careful, but you want to make sure it's well mixed. Once you've got it mixed, you're going to put your pan, I'm just using a regular old saucepan, on medium heat. And you're going to add this mixture to the pan. The thing about this recipe is that it is a little time consuming because you have to stir this for quite a while because you want to make sure that it thickens up so that it's almost kind of like a pudding. A lot of Hispanic cultures will call this some kind of dulce de leche, something like that. But as usual, Peruvians do it a little different. So this is called Suspiro Limeño, which means a Limanian sigh. It's a very, very sweet dessert. So that's why your serving size is going to be so small. It's going to be about 3 tablespoons. Give or take. I'm going to try to measure that out today. I don't usually because it's a very sticky, messy concoction. But this is cooking class, so I got to do things a little differently. So one of the big things I did the last time I made this is that I ignored the directions about using a wooden spoon because I don't own one. And I just wasn't really thinking. It says to continue whisking the ingredients, aka stirring the ingredients, for about 30 minutes until it gets thick. And since I already had out a whisk and it was dirty, I went ahead and kept whisking, which tore up the bottom of my pan. So this time I'm using a plastic spoon since I don't have a wooden spoon, which will do the same thing. Keep the pan from being tore up and keep the mixture moving so it doesn't scorch on the bottom. And I am going to film this. Hopefully I can figure out how to do the fast forward they do on YouTube videos, but you know your teacher's not that tech savvy, so we'll figure it out. What I've got set aside right now are some little dessert glasses that we're going to try to put them in. What I do is I try not to even attempt the meringue until after I'm done making this part, because what I can do is put this in the refrigerator to cool while I'm making the meringue, and it just gives the eggs a little longer, the egg whites a little longer to come to room temperature. So far, I have not made a successful meringue. The hope is going to be that maybe, because I've finally got all the tools I need and I was successful with separating the eggs today, maybe I'm finally going to be successful. You guys will be the witnesses to the first time that I've been successful at making a meringue. Here's hoping. Technically, meringue is not necessarily something Hispanic. There's a French version and a Swiss version, and I don't remember the third version, but those are European countries, and Spain's in Europe too, and we all know we borrow things from each other's cultures. And we know that the Peruvians are part Spanish, part Asian, part indigenous as far as culture goes, so it all makes sense. This is my second favorite dessert to get when I'm in Peru. I actually really prefer picarones, which are kind of like donuts. They have cloves in the recipe, so it gives it a very distinct flavor. But whenever you watch a video of someone making picarones, it requires a skill set I really don't have. So I'll just have to wait for the next time I get to go to Peru and pay somebody else to make them. Once this is kind of settled and whatnot, we'll get into making the side dishes for today. I do make my own French fries out of potatoes. It's not really that complicated. What we do is we cut up the potato however you would like it. I like kind of a thicker steak cut fry. I fill this pan, which I'll wash in between time, with some vegetable oil. Fry up the potatoes. I like to put a little paprika and seasoned salt on mine. I'll also be making the ají verde today, and I like to dip my French fries in the ají verde. I don't like to dip my chicken in it because I think the chicken is delicious just the way it is. So we'll see. At this point, I have only been stirring this for about 5 minutes, and as you can see, it's still not thick. That's why I said this is a time-consuming recipe, and if you turn the heat up too high, it will scorch it and your dessert will be ruined. So you gotta have some patience. You gotta keep stirring so it doesn't stick to the bottom. It takes a while. It is what it is. I think I might even turn it to low because it's really popping up and hitting me, making a big mess. I think we're actually going to take it off the heat and try to put it into these little glasses now. So that was what, 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes? Now, I'm going to see with my tablespoon about an eyeball level what 3 tablespoons in these glasses actually looks like. I hope that you can see this because I gotta stay over the pan. So if you look, 3 tablespoons just kind of fills the bottom of the glass, which is what we want. Like I said, it's not going to be very pretty. I guess since my tablespoon's already messy, we'll just go ahead and keep using it. And the reason I didn't put it back in the pan yet is because I got a funny feeling that either I'm going to go get another glass, I think I got one more left, or we might up it to 4 tablespoons just to fit these glasses, depending on how much is in the bottom of the pan when I'm done putting it together. So, yeah, I guess it didn't take as long as I thought it did. I guess when you're here alone and not really paying attention to the time, it can go a little slower. Yep, this is definitely sloppy. Good thing I'm the only one eating it and nobody's going to get presented with these. This is one of the things I always thought about making for you guys, because I could cut the recipe down a little and put them in like little plastic cups to bring in for you. Then I wouldn't have to worry about heating them up because it's a chilled dessert. Ooh, that one's really messy. That'll be the first one I eat. Probably I'm going to have to give some of these to my friend Justin because I cannot eat this much dessert. And I'm actually going on a birthday diet this week. Ooh, careful not to spill it on yourself because that was hot. Did not feel good. I guess maybe I should have used the back burner to cook, then I wouldn't have to be over the hot burner right now. Hindsight and all that. Hopefully you guys are going to watch the video before you start cooking and get some of these tips and tricks before it's too late. All right, I think we're going to try to make this into 4 tablespoon serving because there's a lot more left in this pan. Probably should have used my plastic tablespoon so I wasn't scratching my pan again. Again, hindsight and all that. This is what it is. This pan's already kind of hit. I guess it's time to get some new pans. Always an excuse to shop, right? So 4 tablespoons isn't too bad. So that makes 6 servings. Or could have been, I'm sure you could have stretched this into 8 if you wanted to. I am not going to do that because, you know, there's only so many hours in a day. And we just want to be done with this part. I really want to turn on some light because it is very dark outside. Okay, I'm going to try to at least wipe down the outsides. The inside just will not be pretty. It is what it is. Good thing I'm not a professional, right? Yeah, and you can put this in anything, but as you can see, you're going to want to use small serving dishes, whatever you've got that's small. Like I said, any of those really like small plastic cups, like, let's see if I can find some. I think they're in this cupboard. They are. Anything like this would be great because you could just put a little bit in there, and you've even got the nice lines there to check and see that they're all kind of even. We're not. Some people aren't worried about those kinds of things. I always want to make sure people get their fair share because, well, I'm usually dealing with feeding 120 kids or more. This is very, very hot, which is part of the reason I'm putting them in this pan so that they're not, you know, heating up stuff in the fridge that's supposed to be cold. So we're going to put these aside in the refrigerator to cool because we don't want it to melt the meringue when we get the meringue done. So we've got our egg whites. We've got our hand mixer with the whisk setting on it. Mine only goes up to 5. It does have turbo. It said that you're supposed to put like a pinch, so I guess I'm just going to put one little squeeze of lemon juice in here, which is another thing I hadn't tried before. Put 2 little drops in there. All right, y'all, pray for me because this is not something I've been very skilled at yet. Working, guys. What? I love that you guys get to be witness to the first time that I have made meringue the right way. This is exciting. exciting for me. Okay. So I think I got it right. There's a good look. I can't believe I did it! Finally! You guys don't understand how excited I am. Well, I dirtied up all my tablespoons, so I'm going to have to kind of eyeball this next part. Pray for me. Oop, that was way more than a tablespoon. I'm already screwing up. I don't know about this. I mean, it looks better than the other tries I've had, but I don't know. It doesn't look very good. I celebrated too early, I think. Miss Waisaki has found her kitchen nemesis. I cannot make a meringue to save my life. I think I had the mixer on too high, I don't know. I'm trying, guys. I'm just not good at it. Woo! I'm definitely getting powdered sugar everywhere, including all over my computer. This is just making me kind of sad. Like I said, it looks better than previous attempts, but it still doesn't look very good. Also, I think I could use a bigger bowl next time because, woo, this is messy. Meringue everywhere. It's pointless. Just call it a day. Meringue is not my thing. Stuff looks like marshmallow fluff. Yep, definitely screwed it up. I mean, it's glossy like they said it's supposed to be, but I'm done. I have made such a mess. Better make sure you don't have any electronics around when you try it. Oh, this is funny. At least it tastes right. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. But hey, it looks better than the last however many times I've done this. So there's that. I'm just going to use a big spoon to spoon it on top, even though it's not right. But I tried. Like I said, if one of you finds out you're a meringue master, please be the one to make this dessert. This Waisaki sucks. Meringue and I are not friends. From now on, I'll be making this recipe without meringue. Just like soup right now. It's supposed to be all light and fluffy. It just is not. See? It looks terrible. But I tried. And I made a mess. And I had some fun and some laughs. I guess you pick your battles. Do what makes you laugh. And that definitely made me laugh. I'm going to be cleaning this kitchen for hours. But that's okay. That's okay. Yep. This is a no-go. Finally get the egg whites separated right, no yolks. Finally get them beat up with the right amount of strength. And then it all goes wrong. I don't know. This is special. Like I said, if you got a mom who can bake, I'll be forever in her debt if she makes this dessert for a class project, because I cannot, even though it's one of my favorites. I should probably post a video of what really is supposed to happen along with this video, and I probably will. This is just cuckoo. At least the manjar is covered in every cup. It is messy. It tastes fine. It's kind of like syrup. Alright, a little sprinkle of cinnamon on all of them. It's supposed to cool for about 2 hours, which ought to give me just enough time to clean up the kitchen and get the dishes I need washed. And then it's round 17 of cooking, I guess.